Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to showcase a project that I've been meaning to do for almost 2 years now, but I just never got around to it. I did mess around with it a little bit on stream, but it wasn't really well documented or anything like that. But basically a while ago I had this idea, what would happen if we tried undervolting some older consoles? First I've attempted this with a PS1, which takes 7.5 volts, and then I tried messing around with a multi-voltage power supply, like a little power transformer that would have multiple voltage settings on it. But it didn't really work out too well, and like when I was switching between the steps, it was just too sudden, and then the console would just shut down. But anyways, the PlayStation isn't really the best console for this anyways. It's a little too digital. It's either on or off. There's no in between. So what if we went back in time a little bit and tried something older? So how about the NES or the Famicom? In this case, this is a Famiclone. It's a much more simplistic system, so undervolting should introduce some interesting results. Now, undervolting a console should be perfectly safe. Overvolting, not so much, but if we give it too little voltage, nothing really crazy is going to happen in terms of, it should not fail from that. But don't try to go the other way, that's not really a good idea. And I have switched out the multi-voltage transformer to a much more sophisticated setup. This is from AliExpress. I bought this about 2 years ago when I was going to make that video. So this is a voltage controller. It takes some kind of voltage. I'm giving it 12 volts right now, and it turns it into whatever voltage you'd like. I'm not sure how high it goes, but it's a really neat little gadget that you can use to control your voltage. It's not fully precise, so like whenever I change the voltage, it can jump a tiny bit, which is not optimal, but it is as good as it's gonna get. Anyways, we're still gonna be able to see some interesting outcomes, and I cannot wait to just dig into it and just try out a bunch of games I have, a bunch of old yellow cartridges we can mess around with. Currently I just have the AliExpress Pocket Games 150 in 1, and just to give you a little demonstration of what I'm talking about. So we switch over to voltage on this, and then I can control the voltage of the console. We went down to 5 volts, and I think the picture became a little dimmer, and also the sound got much quieter. So this is basically the gist of it. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the lights, and I'm just gonna be messing around with this in the dark. We'll be able to see the TV and the display on the voltage controller. Now, the reason I am doing it this way instead of direct capture is because it's much easier to just show the display and also show you the voltage controller's little display to see what voltage we're giving it. If I did direct capture, it would be a bit of a mess. And I also decided to dig out this old CRT. Unfortunately, it does have a bit of a screen defect. I think it would need to be recapped, but anyways, you can still see what's going on the screen. So let's get into it. So this looks very moody here. I'm only sitting in the light of the CRT. But anyways, let's take a look at it. I'm going to turn up the volume a little bit so you can hear it much better. I think this should be good enough. Anyways, this is really the worst case scenario because this is an AliExpress cartridge, and when I try to undervolt this one, I think this cartridge uses way too much power for this console, so it's only barely able to run it. It's only barely able to run this cartridge. At its designated 6 volts, so we're not really gonna get any crazy outcomes from this specific cartridge because it's kind of poorly designed, using too much power. But if we switch over to the older, 1980s, 1990s cartridges, we're gonna get much better results. So I can just boot into a game here, but I don't think we're gonna get very far in this because, yeah. It's possibly just gonna completely cut out. Currently we're at 4.6 volts. And it crashed. Now, actual cartridges, like the old school yellow cartridges, are gonna go way further than this. It's almost kind of creepy sitting here in the dark with these freaky noises, but anyways. Let's check out some other cartridges because this is not really gonna work all too well. They use some kind of a weird modern chip in there that it really isn't designed for NES use. So yeah, these cartridges are not exactly the best, but they do the job well enough. You know, it's super cheap. This cartridge is like, I think it's like $3 or $4 on AliExpress. So for that, it's, you know, it was the best deal for 150 games in one. I'm gonna try out my old copy of Rockman here. Since we messed around with Rockman earlier, I should give it some more volts, maybe. I think we need to reseat the cartridge a bit. Okay, let's go back to native 6 volts. This is kind of a weird Famiclone that it uses 6 volts. A lot of them use 9 volts. This one just stands out as using 6. I have one that uses 9 volts, but I don't want to torture it with this. So let's get into it. Because that one can also play the... It's almost like I'm turning down the volume. That one can also play the EverDrive, but this one cannot. So we're getting some audio distortion at 4.8 volts. I just have it set up to change the decimal here. Oh, okay, it crashed. It actually reset. Oh, I can't press start on it. It just won't work anymore. 4.1 volts. The game is unplayable. Like, I cannot press start. Nothing happens. Let's go for 4.2. Yeah, this game just won't start at 4.2, it seems like. Very interesting. So 4.3. This is just an old yellow clone cartridge of Rockman. Japanese version. Yeah, 4.3 doesn't work either. Let's try 4.4. What's the minimum that we can play this at? Maybe 4.5? Nope, it just does not want to start up. Let's try 4.6. Nope. It looks like we need at least like 4.9. The way these consoles work is they do have a voltage regulator inside, so whatever voltage you're sending it, it does convert it to probably 5 volts. But what happens if you give it too little voltage is that it doesn't know what to do with it. Even at 5 volts, it's not working. Oh, now it's working at 6, though. Let's go back to 4.5. Okay, 4.5. I can't control the game anymore. The controller doesn't work at this volt. Okay, so that's really interesting. So the game hasn't actually crashed. It's just I can't start the game at 5.4. 6? Okay, I can start it at 6. That's very odd. Controller only kicks in at 6 volts. Okay, we're down to 4. Yeah, I can't control the game anymore. So, like, interesting. In this game, if we go too low, I can't control the game anymore. A lot of these games actually differ a little bit. I don't know if maybe this one uses a different blob top chip, but these yellow cartridges, they all use blob top chips, and some of them can go really, really low from my, if I remember right, when I tested this last time. So you can't control the game anymore, but we can still mess around with the voltage. You can still see the game is running. Mega Man is blinking. So the picture is really dim now. Kind of hard to see on the screen, I feel like. And it crashes at like 4 volts. Oh, we reset it. Okay, so Mega Man isn't really giving us the most interesting results. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out to another cartridge. Oh yeah, I forgot that this console also has 88 built-in games. However, these are all just like crappy... Oh, okay, ooh. The menu gets kind of freaky there. 3.9 volts. Okay, one game I definitely wanted to check out is this one. Does kind of interesting things when you undervolt it. Adam's Family. Honestly, I can't even show you the game. Anyways, this is Adam's Family, believe me. Adam's Family does some interesting things. Oops. Well, that's not what I was thinking of, but okay, let's give it some more voltage. Let's give it like a 5. Here we go. Ooh. So if you've ever found Adam's Family to be too difficult a game, this is all you need to do. So I'm gonna turn down the voltage here. Look at that. We beat the game. So this is very interesting. It seems like it only works on this screen here when you first start the game. If you undervolt the console while you're looking at the building, it will trigger the ending. I think maybe it only works because we're on this screen and the ending is on the same screen. But yeah, we beat the game just like that. Very cool. And yeah, this can be replicated as well. This is not like a one-off thing, so. Sometimes it might crash though. Maybe we need to wait for him to get into the house. There we go. We beat the game again. I might have to do a second part of this video, or at least like a second recording, because this console is actually behaving slightly differently than my other console. Like, I kind of expected this to have sort of the same behavior as in the NES, which is probably true, but the other console I was testing this on had some other issues, and undervolting it I think it was like falling apart a little bit more than this console is visually, but maybe we're just gonna have to look for a different game. Alright, let's check out Tiny Toon Adventures. I think we're not giving it enough voltage. Not booting. More voltage. No, it's like contacts. That's a thing that's going to happen frequently on old consoles. Here we go. Ooh. We already have some interesting glitches. I think that's just dirty contacts, potentially. We're down to 4.5 volts. Alright, so we're back on an LCD and the RetroTink. Because the CRT setup just did not work out quite well. But I'm starting to realize now that I might have messed up because the console I used before looked exactly like this one, but it was a different one. This is just identical, but internally it might be a little bit different. And with that, I could do crazy stuff. Like, I could do crazy undervolts. This game would work on 2 volts. And now it's just nothing. Not even a 3.8. That is just sad. I'm thinking this game can go really, really low. But I think like we're just not able to pull off the same numbers we were able to do with the other console. Like this one is just gonna crash. Yeah, that is, oh my god. I have another one of these that looks exactly the same. I'm gonna go grab that. Maybe that does any different, but now I'm kind of disappointed because this game I was able to get to run at like 2 point something volts, which is insane, but only this game would do that. No other game. But I'm gonna go grab an identical console and see if that does any different. Okay, so not only did I grab the other console that's exactly the same, the FC Home 88 I made a video on, but I also grabbed my old PAL Famiclone in case everything, all else fails, we can just try that. That one takes 9 volts, these ones all take 6 volts. So, yeah, anyways, I'm going to swap over to that, but I'm really starting to suspect that the one that did all the undervolting magic, I don't have it anymore, which is kind of a shame. But hey, we'll see how this one behaves. This is the only other one I have now, so. These are not all the same internally. There could be some differences, like different motherboard, different year of manufacture, so I'm hoping that this is just not a good one for this, but let's see what's happening here. 3.8 volts, not even getting a video signal at all. Whew. Yikes. Is it on even? It is on. We ain't even getting no video. This is even worse than the other one. We're giving it 4.8 volts. Okay, maybe it's not seated properly. Hold on. Yeah. Let's give it 6, see if it turns on. That's good enough. It doesn't. Okay, so hold on. Let's see what we can do without a cartridge first. Just see how, you know, like how crazy we can go. This one also has the built-in games. So far, so good. 4.6, 4.5, 4. Oh, and it went. We still have a picture though. Let's see if we lose picture at some point. Yeah, we do at 3.8, so it's the same. Oh my goodness. That is so sad. The one I had, it would still do, it would still have a picture at 2 volts. Oh man. Well, I don't even think I ever highlighted it on Twitch, so we don't even have video of it anymore, so that's a bummer. We can still mess around with it, but it's honestly not as exciting as I'd hope it would be. Let's try a different game. One of my favorites, the amazing Rockman cartridge. Oh my god, what is going on with this thing? It's not booting up anything. 5.5. My dude, what is this? Nothing works on it. Why? This is even worse than the other console. This console is supposed to be working. Very odd. Oh my god. Maybe we need to go back to the other one. Ah, there we go. We got it to start up, but yeah. These consoles are really cool, but man, they're terrible at undervolting. Controller is much better though. This one is working at any voltage. I might still try out the PAL console. Maybe we get more interesting results on it. could be a difference in voltage regulator that's inside of the console. Yeah, it froze at 4 point... Well, it went down to like 3.9 and then it crashed. Yeah, there's some graphical glitches now. Okay, still turns on at 3.9. I can't press start though. Sorry, it's 4 volts. Let's try 4 volts flat. I need to increase the volume a bit, sorry. Okay, so it's a bit unstable at 4 volts. We can't even boot into a level. It just crashes. I just restarted that time. Yeah, it crashed again. Now, it won't even boot up anymore. Or, oh, there we go. Yeah, it looks like we can't enter any of the stages at this voltage. 4 volts, not enough. But yeah, like I said, it depends on the game, how well, you know, it's undervoltable. It's to do with the construction of the game, I would assume. Let's try Tiny Toons again on this console. Nah, this one is like really finicky. I think I'm gonna go back to the other one because that one worked a little bit better. All right. All right, let's try Tiny Toons again. Okay, so we're giving it 4 volts right now, and it's not doing anything. Okay. Let's try 4.1. Maybe it didn't connect properly. Oh, there we go. Now it's turning on. That's very odd. I think this cartridge... It did the same thing last time when it had these lines on the screen. Interesting. Oh yeah, it's very jumpy. It looks mostly playable though. Sometimes you can find some interesting glitches as well if you just keep playing like this. I had to change camera angles a little bit because the battery is dying and the cable wouldn't reach. Anyways. So yeah, like I said, the game seems to be perfectly... Never mind, what was that? There are some weird glitches. Oh, wait, I just noticed. I was clipping through the bottom of the screen. You could see that there. That was interesting. Yeah, last time that balloon or whatever had something else in it. That's interesting. What killed me there? Oh, maybe did we run out of time? Oh. Hard to say. I had the game running while I was away for a sec, sorry. Like, okay, that's health pickup, alright. I don't know this game all that well, to be honest, so... Yeah, this one seems to work better at low voltages. I think lower than Mega Man. But we can try Mega Man later, again. I think I might actually kind of turn this into a series of videos because there are so many games to check out. I can't possibly fit it all into one video, I think. There's a lot of interesting things to look at. And I actually want to check out different consoles as well. I have another console in mind that I wanted to check out, so that'll be next on the list. But for now, I'm just kind of focusing on the Famiclone stuff. So I don't know if I've explained this well enough, but basically what's happening is if we're giving it too little voltage, it still goes through a voltage regulator, but it's unable to provide enough voltage on the output because it's expecting more. It's expecting, you know, either 6 or 9 volts. And so it's very similar to what happens when you have an unstable computer, for instance, undervolting. It's sort of the same thing, but it's more severe here because it's not a very sophisticated console, the NES, and so yeah, it's all just completely corrupted. You know, memory corruptions, processor isn't doing its thing properly. So yeah, because everything is being starved of voltage. This is, like I said, it's not really dangerous. Like, it won't cause any permanent damage to the system. It's just a really interesting thing to look at. And this is like a good example of it. And also, as you could see, the crashing in Adam's Family, where we basically beat the game by forcing it to crash at lower voltage. Anyway, let's take a look at a different game. I want to try Rockman just one more time. Let's see if we can kind of give it just enough voltage so we can get into the game. Okay. I was able to get in at 4.1. So, okay, so I didn't change the voltage this time, so we're still at 4.1. And that seems to launch the game. I wonder if there's going to be any glitches. Yeah, kind of interesting how this controller works fine at a lower voltage, but the other one just completely cut off. They are also identical, almost. Not quite. Their shape is a tiny bit different on the back. But I'm assuming they're internally different. I'm not sure which one is newer. It would have been cool doing this on the CRT, but recording off of a CRT is really painful, so I don't have the necessary equipment to do that properly. Okay, so we're not really seeing any issues here. I think we should go a little lower. Okay, that's 405. I think it wasn't really working properly at like 4. This is probably like the low end ceiling. The reason it crashes kind of hard sometimes is because, like I said, lowering the voltage isn't very stable. Like, I would need a more sophisticated voltage controller for that. That would result in a smoother reduction of the voltage without much of any voltage dropping, but yeah, this is just a basic voltage controller from AliExpress, a controllable, adjustable voltage controller. It's still amazing how much it can do for, you know, not a lot. I don't know how much it cost exactly, but it was probably just a couple bucks. These can be had very inexpensively. It looks like the game isn't really doing anything super crazy here. Yeah. But it does hard crash if I try to lower it a bit more. I want to, maybe we could try to find that sweet spot, like wherever it would not crash while loading a level. Because that was the issue we had earlier, is that we had, I think, already at like 4 volts, I think it would not be able to load a level, right? So we're at 3.94 right now. Okay, it's still loading a level at 3.94. I mean, it's also possible that once it heats up, it kind of behaves a little bit differently. Because I think, wasn't it earlier at 4? I could be wrong. It might have been lower than that. But yeah, we're actually able to load the level, and there's some visual glitches, very minor graining on the screen. You can see it very well on the health bar, but the whole screen is kind of dotted with tiny little spots. One tricky thing is that the volume drops significantly when I do this. Oh yeah, also we're only using one speaker, I forgot about that. Because I have it plugged in to just, you know, it's mono, so I only plugged it into the one of the sockets. Yeah, it looks like it's working fine, it's just like slight graphical issues. I'm going to try to lower it again. Is it gonna crash? Let's try 3.9 volts. Okay, so 3.9, it seems like it's not gonna launch a level. How about 3.93? No. 3.95. Okay, so 3.95 is still... 3.94 is the output right now. It's still launching a level. Looks about the same. This game isn't really doing like anything too crazy. The graphics don't go all wild like in Tiny Toons, but it might still crash if we're just messing around, so... Let's try another stage. Maybe Fireman stage is what I wanted to load up. Maybe that does something else. It looks like 3.94 is the bare minimum where the game still sort of functions. Not too well though. Okay. 3.93. How does this sound? Oh, okay. So it still works. 3.93 is the limit. Looks very glitchy though. 3.92, I don't think it was booting anymore, so... Oh! Okay. Start it up. But yeah, it's a bit tricky because... capturing the audio because it does get quieter as you reduce the voltage, so to compensate for that it's impossible. We'll see how this video turns out. I could also maybe hook up some speakers for next time, so that it can turn up the audio properly. I wasn't expecting to have to use the LCD, so... And I'm almost out of time for this shooting this video. But I'm definitely gonna... I feel like I should probably make some more videos on this subject. This is pretty interesting. So if the reception is good, I will probably make some more. I got a lot of games to check out, and also a bunch of multi-carts and different games on those as well, so... Okay, so it's not really doing anything super crazy, it's not crashing at all, it's just really all just visual problems that are happening. And if I just lower it to 3.92, we can't even get into the level anymore, so... Oh wait, we can? Now it's working. It wasn't working earlier, I think. It's very weird. It takes a longer time to load up the stage? Or something's happening there, because the music doesn't start playing immediately when you start the level. I wonder if that's an audio thing, or it's to do with just... Oh, okay, so that stage didn't even load up. Oh, it might have been a fluke that we were able to get onto Fireman. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. Does any of the stages even work? That's weird. So I was able to get the Fireman, but it was just pure luck, it seems like. Very cool. Okay. I wonder if I increase it again and then lower it again, will it work? Oh man, it is really falling apart. On Gutsman stage, at least. Yeah, Mega Man is... I guess it's like robust enough to where it doesn't... Like the graphics don't go all wonky. Oops. Okay, let's try a different game. How about a very old game? Let's check out... Sowanji. Also known as Altered Beast. Never actually heard of Sowanji, but that's apparently a thing. This has really cool music. And it crashes, okay, so 3.93 immediately crashes. Let's try 4 volts. This one is very primitive, so maybe nothing crazy is gonna happen. I feel like the game is probably not loud enough. I'm not sure how much is going to be audible, but as you can see, I already turned up the volume to 100%. So, yeah, I would need to grab some speakers or something for this next time. Yeah, only minor graphical glitches in this one. Of course, we can make it just crash like that. We could also try it on the title screen. Let's see what happens. Alright. Let's try one more game for now. Yankees, also known as Rockin' Cats. And then I might actually switch over to the 9-volt PAL Famiclone just so we can see what's going on with that one as well. Maybe we're gonna be able to get somewhere with that console. Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, okay. The 3.6. That's kind of the limit on this. That's... it disappoints me because, yeah, I could definitely go lower on the other console. Yeah, we just kind of lose video at 3.6. Yeah, it just crashes. Still works right now, but yeah, if the voltage drops too suddenly, it will crash. That's what happened in the other games as well. And that's kind of the one thing that stops me from very granularly be able to set this up, because yeah, it's just too much voltage drop when I lower the voltage. So that's why sometimes I need to hit reset and then, you know, try it on the new setting. It's just like lowering it like that is almost guaranteed to crash. As you can see, it went down to like 3.6 volt or something for a second there before it pulled itself back together. Yeah, nothing too crazy happens in this game. 3.9 volts. The game doesn't even boot anymore. Does it? Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's try 3.292. I do wish it would actually, instead of reducing the voltage, I do wish it would just increase the voltage when I'm reducing it. So like, you know, instead of dropping it hard, I wish it would kind of try to compensate for it a little too much. That would be a better outcome, but oh well. Yeah, it's just... every time I change it, it's just gonna crash like that. And yeah, we won't be able to boot at this voltage. Alright, let's check out the other... let's check out the PAL Famiclone. I'm curious about that one. So the PAL Famiclone kind of works the same way as the NTSC ones, except it's PAL and it takes 9 volts, but they're all center negative, and it will just have a different type of voltage regulator inside, probably, that takes care of the conversion of the voltages. And this is a much cheaper built than my NTSC one, that's for sure. This is a crappy, low as possible cost console. I mean, the power brick for this is horrendous. Alright, let's take a look at this. Let's see what we got. Okay, controller. One odd thing about this is that port 1 is actually the one on the right. So that's a bit weird, I guess, but that's controller port number 1 is the right one, not the left one. Okay. So we're giving it 3.9 volts right now. That's what I have it set to. Let's check out the game. All right, let's check out the one that can go crazy on the other console. Let's see what we get. We're getting one singular line on the screen. Okay. Interesting. More voltage. Not much is happening. Maybe this one needs like way more. I mean, this one takes 9 volts, so let's just go like super high first. And then we'll reduce it from there. Obviously this is not going to go down to 2 volts because my magical Famiclone was the only one that could do it. Let's just 8 volts is going to be enough. These voltage requirements are kind of weird because a lot of these old transformer bricks were very different because well, this console is a lot louder. It's very different because the old bricks, the voltage changed depending on the input voltage as well. So like, you know, you give it 220 or 240 or 250, it will output a different voltage because it's just a winding inside. And also the output voltage would be different depending on the load as well. So it wasn't always like exactly 9 volts. It would usually be probably a bit more than that, but the voltage regulators on these consoles are designed in a way that, you know, they could handle more voltage as well. And I mean, the reason it's so loud is because this one takes more volts. This one takes 9 volts, so the more juice you give it, the louder it gets. It's still getting louder as I turn it up to 9 volts. So yeah, that's why it's so goddamn loud compared to the other one. The other one is kind of a weird one, taking 6 volts. It's the only one I have that takes 6 volts. So let's try to reduce it down to 7. It's getting quieter. Oh, we're getting some visual glitches. Oh, okay. The image looks kind of weird right now. Ooh. Okay, I think no, it didn't freeze it. Oh, wow, okay. The graphics look very interesting, and the image is still very bright. And I think that might be due to the fact that the base voltage of this is already much higher. So this is really interesting. So if you go below 9 volts, you're already undervolting it, so... yeah. Okay, this looks okay, although it's a bit glitchy. Alright, we're getting much better results with the PAL console. I can't believe that this thing is actually coming in handy, but I'm very glad it does. Because, I mean, a PAL Famiclone is about as useless as a... I don't know. As if I were trying to use this as a spoon. Alright. So yeah, the graphics are a bit wonky. How far can we go? Okay. Ooh, everything's blue now. This is cool. Everything's kind of falling apart, but the game is still actually working, believe it or not. Like, it is still going. This game is indestructible. On that the Japanese Famiclone, I was able to go down to, like I said, 2 volts. But here we're gonna get very similar results at much higher voltage already because the base voltage is already higher. It's still working, actually. It's like, I can barely see what's going on anymore, but it's still working. We're at 6.6 volts. Oh, okay. I can't actually jump. I can't even move around anymore, actually. Okay. I could still skip the text, but can't move around. So what if we just try to boot it now? Okay, it does boot up. I want to go lower. Let's go lower. Okay, crashed at 6.3. Let's try 6 volts. Just see if it even turns on at 6 volts. Because that was like the standard voltage for the other console. Oh, we're getting a picture. So I mean, yeah, this is actually like way better for this undervolting stuff. Okay, let's try 6. It's crashed at 6.3. Let's try 6.2. Still nothing. Okay, let's do 6.3. Okay, still nothing. Let me try pyrocycling it. As you can see, this thing actually looks like a PlayStation, but the top of it broke off. I was going to make a video on this console, but I could not sync up to my CRT because it's 50 hertz with this console, and it was just not working quite right, so ended up ditching that video idea. I could do it on this monitor though, I guess. Alright, here's a review about this console. It sucks. But I had it, for quite a while. It's very cheaply built. It's horrible, but hey. So at 6.34 volts, yeah. It's moving though, hold on. Is the intro actually playing right now? We just can't hear it. Or is it just like flickering symbols? I'm not sure. No, I think it's frozen. Okay, let's try 6. I want to find like the lowest voltage where it still boots up. 6.35. Let's go. Bunch of numbers. Oh, okay. It looked like it was gonna play, but I think it crashed. Let's try 6.36. No. I might oh no, wait, hold on. How much is it using? Is it using it's using 26 milliamps? Oh, that's very low. Okay. I think I have the limit set to like 500, so we're fine on the limit. It's not that it's not getting enough milliamps. It's using 0.16 watts. Hey, you can also save some electricity, I guess, by undervolting your NES, huh? As well as having some fun with it. Okay, 6.37. Not much is happening. Okay, but we're getting like a different screen every time. This is really cool. Wait, I thought I could hear the game. I thought I could hear something. Let's try 6.38. Yeah, no, okay, let's go for 6.4. I think when I was undervolting it on the other console, I don't think I was getting this many like artifacts. So I think we're breaking the game even more. Ooh, A4. Ooh, okay, so we got the first note at 6.42 volts. Let's try 6.43. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got the second note. All right. Let's try 6.44. That seems like the way to go. Yeah, still only 2 notes. Let's try 6.46. Maybe we'll get 4 notes this time. Or maybe even more. No, it's still crashing out at about the same spot. Ooh! High pitch. Okay, 6.47. Da da da. 6.5, let's go. This is gonna work. We can watch the intro now, probably. Almost. We're almost there. 6.55. Let's go 55. Oh, looks almost perfect. I don't see any glitches at all. Okay, so it's actually playing now, for the most part. Let's see how far we get. So it seems to be like, okay, yeah, it went blue there. So I guess it crashes at that point. It seems to be like these 6-volt input consoles are not really the best when it comes to undervolting, because I think what happens is if we give it too little voltage, what happens is there's just not enough voltage to even run the video circuitry. So I think Famiclones that take 9 volts definitely looks like they're better for undervolting because, you know, there's more of a buffer for everything to work just fine. I'm curious to check out some of the games we checked out earlier. Let's check out Rockman Checkout. Okay, so we're just getting a purple screen at our desired 6.5 volts. Looks like... Oh, hold on. Whoa! Okay, well, audio is slower, but that's just because it's a PAL console. We can fight Button, Footslan, Space, Salas, Space, Press, B. Yeah, let's go for Footslan. Oh, never mind. I guess we don't have enough voltage to get onto any of the levels. We need to give it a bit more voltage here. Okay. Okay. Now we can choose it. Wow, it's still very much broken actually. Suduan Steor Point. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is interesting. Oh man. Oh, extra life. That's a very rare pickup. I don't think it was due to the undervolting though, so don't undervolt your console just to get extra one-ups in Mega Man. Alright, I'm sorry about the flickering of the light. Not much I can do about it. He likes to do that sometimes. Maybe I'll use a different camera next time. I tried switching to a different light source, but when I did that, it was shining too much into the camera lens, so I couldn't... This room isn't exactly meant for videoing. Yeah, very interesting. Ooh. 6... Oh, what if we try 666? Would that work? 666. Execute Vault 6.66. Nope, doesn't work. Okay. Maybe Fireman will work. Maybe Footslan will work. Nope. Okay, so that doesn't work. 6.7. No. Hmm. 6.75 doesn't work either. 6.78. Buttman. Oh, it's sped up. The animation was like super sped up. Wait. Oh my god, what is happening? The whole game seems to be sped up. Okay, not anymore. Oh, that was really weird. Like the oh my god, another. Okay. Maybe there's something to undervolting and extra lives. I'm not sure. Nah, probably not. That was just a coincidence. An insane coincidence. Or is it? Maybe not. Yeah, can't really go lower than this. But that was really cool. Let's check out Tiny Toons again. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the AliExpress multicart would do anything different with this console. Wow, that's a lot of numbers. I could try the AliExpress multicart. I'm not even sure if it actually works on this console, but I think it will. Yeah, actually, yeah, it does. I've tried it before. Okay, we're crashing at 6.7. I mean, to be honest, all the other games are gonna need way more voltage than Little Nemo. This one, like I said, it's just crazy how low the voltage can go and it will still function somewhat. And I really don't know if it's about the programming or something to do with just the chip itself, but it could be the programming is very forgiving. But I mean, this also looks very forgiving. Oh, it crashed. Yeah, you can get some crazy outcomes with this stuff, and this is why I think it's a very fascinating subject. I love seeing games just kind of fall apart from, you know, not giving it enough voltage. You know, it's interesting. We can't even get into the game. Although I did change the voltage on the fly, so that might have been the reason. Oh wow, we're still getting the same frame. Whoops. I keep knocking my camera over. Such professional. Okay, I guess I can skip that screen. Oop. Looks like we're not getting into the game. I honestly don't want to turn off the lights because it would freak me out in the dark. Spooky. Yeah. I can't get into the game with this one. Let's go for 7 volts. It's kind of crazy that it's already like having this much trouble slightly below 7 volts. Here we go. 7 volts. Flat. It's still kind of glitchy at 7 volts. That's weird. Oh my goodness. It's still completely like falling apart at 7 volts. Yo! It doesn't even play at 7 volts. Okay, interesting. I'll try 7.25. It's still glitchy. Okay. But then again, we were having some weird issues with the other console on this cartridge, so maybe it could be bad pins, but I don't think so. Okay, we got into the game. It looks fine. 7.2 maybe? Like, I don't even know why we couldn't even get into the game at all at like 7 volts. So okay, it works at 7.2. It's not as broken, I would say, as it was earlier. Still kind of broken though. Oops. I think the graphics are kind of differently broken than they were on the other console. Could be a frame rate difference as well, like a frequency difference, but I'm not sure. Nice. Nice. Oops. Alright, so whatever happens in Adam's family on this console. We're at 7.2 volts right now, which is probably gonna be perfectly fine for this game. But let's drop it real quick. And we beat the game. Nice. Okay. You know, it will actually just... The weird thing about this game is that it will completely freeze if I turn it down. And not come back. Oh, that's weird. Because I think... on the other console, I had a slightly different outcome where I would be able to turn it all the way down. It would crash and then uncrash if I turned it back on. It's really weird, but looks like I might not be able to pull that off here. I'm gonna go back, I think, to maybe decimals. Alright, let's go for decimal here. Okay, it's not. There's no coming back from that. We've destroyed it, but yeah, this game kind of like still goes on a little bit in a weird way. I'm just turning it up and down. And we cut video at like 4 point something volts. It looks like. It looks like we still get video at 5 volts. 4.5. We were still having video. 4.5. 4.3. Okay, there's still something. The video encoder is still trying something. Not a lot is coming out, but there's still something going on, it looks like. Or maybe the game is just completely dead. Okay, I think the game is just dead. Alright. Yeah, we're not getting anything at 4.5, just a gray screen pretty much. What happens at 5.3? Not much. Okay, let's try 6.2. Yeah, we're getting a gray screen. Oh, we're getting something. Is this actually the title screen, I wonder? I think it might be. But maybe it's nothing. I don't know. Gray screen again. 6.7. What's like the bare minimum where we can start? Okay, 6.7 works. Okay, looks like I can't unfreeze it anymore. I swear, on my other console, I was able to freeze it, unfreeze it. This game is very weird. Anyways. Oh, it really likes to stick in there. Let's try Yankees once more. It's oh! Yo, wait a second. I quit? How did I quit? No! What? Oh my god, what is happening here? The game is completely falling apart. At 6.6 volts on this console. Like, I was on the level, and then I ran really fast. I wasn't supposed to run that fast, and then it quit back to the menu. At first I thought I completed the level or something. That's interesting. Some very bizarre things can happen, to be honest. Okay. Yep. Oh, yep, no. It just keeps resetting us, and then it just crashes eventually. Now I'm actually curious if the AliExpress multicart is going to behave differently on this console if we try to undervolt. So I'm immediately just going to start off at 6.6 volts, because why not? Oh. I'm just hearing some crackling and not much more. Okay, let's try to give it more voltage, I think. So, yeah, 7.3. This will take a lot of voltage. Okay, let's try 8. Oh. Something's happening. We got a rolling mess of pixels. 9 volts. Nothing. Okay. Like, this cartridge should work. I believe I got it working on this console before, but it's got pretty bad pins. I guess I might have to just reseat it a couple of times. For some reason I'm unable to get this game to work. I'm pretty sure I was able to play this game on this console, but even at 9 volts it doesn't want to come on. I'm just getting some weird, like, crackling sound, or just a solid color on the screen. So I'm not sure what's going on. Alright, so I wasn't able to get that multi-card to work. I don't know what's going on with it. So here's another one. Oh. Phylaxian. Let's go. That's gotta be Super Mario. Nope. It was gonna be. Tank. Battle City. This one seems to work fine. More stable game than Mario. Anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to check out. Like, I got so many cartridges to go through, so I think I'm gonna... If you're interested in this, you know, if there's a good reception on this video, I'll probably make some more. Checking out some more games, and I am also planning on checking out a different console with this undervolting mess. So anyways, I guess that's it for now for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.